Hello everyone. So we're currently in Dubai Design Week. We're in the District 3 and we're in the building number 5. Today we're presenting a really good friend, an amazing person. This guy is actually a founder of the biggest VC in India, and they're expanding all through the world. They've been focusing the capital into Web3. They've been focusing the capital into crypto, but they're open to all the different projects. I think that right now you guys are in sustainability. It's if I'm not remember wrong. So yeah, so we have here my friend Pranav. I was wondering if maybe you can do a quick introduction about you and about Woodstock, and maybe we can start with some hard questions for you.
Absolutely, and such a pleasure to be here. MetaDecrypt is a very special floor because Richa is somebody I really look up to and would definitely wish to encourage somebody like her, especially the women who's doing such exceptional work. And we have women in the audience as well here, so I think my whole point is that if Web3 as a space has to grow and scale, it has to become a lot more inclusive. And what got me into Web3 was fundamentally that this was supposed to be about inclusion expression and without boundaries. And that is what we see happening in this space. Various experimentation, various successes, various failures, etc. We covered, you can ask me questions. But so my background is financial services. I was there in financial services for about 15 years. I was in private equity in Southeast Asia. I was in structured finance. I was in asset management, especially offshore and domestic asset management. And then finally, I was heading SME insurance across India. And I saw the whole financial services ecosystem broken horizontally and vertically. When I say horizontally, it essentially means that I never really understood why cross-sell department was required. Especially when, let's say, you have a business, I have a business, and the intent for us is to grow the customer base, have better top line, bottom line. Then why do you require the cross-sell department? Never made sense, except for some regulatory reasons which could be always worked around. Also, it did not make sense to be vertically. That why was customer not part of every decision making that was happening? And I was investing in fintech and enterprise SaaS and personal capacity, and with the whole thought that these are better efficiency plays, and they will at least address these horizontal and vertical inefficiencies. But then I realized that they were also facing uphill climb against the incumbents. And what made me look at Web3 and Bitcoin, white paper, Ethereum, etc. in a different light is that these were open paradigms. So look at it this way, that open technologies and open economics intersecting, so much more can be done and created.
And when did you start with the crypto? Because we have some people that started in 2009, 2010, talking with Satoshi, or you're an early, later adopter before the boom of 2017. When did you start?
I was a bit late technically, 2016, and a lot of people say that 2016 was not very late.
Yeah.
So
you were in the Ethereum boom, right? With Ethereum.
I was just about there. Just about there. And smart contracts simply blew my mind. So I was like, you can architect so much. It's almost like look at Dubai. So you have desert. Nobody really thought something so amazing will come up here, but because of smart people and contracts, which are like probably more physical and legal in nature, you landed up building these amazing architectures, and now we're stepping into knowledge economy here. So in many ways, I see a lot of similarities between Ethereum, and the rest of the space, Web3, Meta, and Dubai.
Well, yeah, actually, I'm from Mexico. That's where my accent is from. And when I just moved to Dubai, I just realized that this place has a spirit. This spirit is really strong. But they have this spirit of community, of engagement between the people, and the trust that is between peers. It's the same as cryptocurrency. And now I'm moving to Dubai, so like we can we can continue with this. But yeah, so I was wondering, what was your first baby? What was your in the crypto space or for your fund Woodstock? What was the break that you are in love with, and you put all your energy into that?
Once we started in 2019, the thought was very clear that let's see how we can invest into the best of the startups and see that how we can nurture them, support them over a long period of time, maybe let's say over a span of 5 years. So we'll end up investing and nobody really cared about investing for long term. People were just focused on, hey, let me punt on this coin, that coin, let me see what this pans out to be. So we saw that there was a big vacuum and a big space to support genuine startups, genuine founders building some really long-term plays. And they were utilizing tokens and equity as a means to unlock value for the stakeholders. That is a very important mindset. And that mindset grew us in terms of investing into these various startups over a span of time. And this was in 2019. So 2019, when we started, first investment was Elrond. So that on the top side, 1000x, and that really helped us to unlock value. So in a way, you can say we were lucky, but I think it is also about the thesis that we had, because we published our thesis, also on our website recently. It's like a 30-page document, and what it basically does is it puts us out there on the pedestal that we are accountable for what we speak, and so what we do has to follow what we speak. So essentially aligning where we put our money and where we, let's say, put our mouth. So sort of integrity, ethics, which we felt were the right pillars to build a long-term institution.
Okay, so this is my last question, and after that, if you can give us a quick introduction about Woodstock, will be amazing. So now we have plenty trends in the Web3 space. So we have the DAO, we have the DeFi, we have the NFTs, we have the metaverse, and we are looking into something that is more sustainability, and that is the carbon credits and or non-profit. So what do you see that is the next trend or the next season in the Web3 space?
So if I can take it from a first principle, the question that you're asking, this space, how it is different from Web2 is that it has the potential for inclusion and expression on a massive scale. And if that is the point that we are making, then sustainability has to be a bedrock of everything that we do in this space. Whether you do DeFi, whether you do DAOs, whether you do even, let's say, CeFi, whatever it is, sustainability has to be embedded there. Otherwise, we're just creating better Web2 systems and essentially seeing how we can unlock value, which is just the same spirit and the same mechanism rolling back again. My personal view is that over a span of time, a lot of people will end up focusing on sustainability. It does not mean ESG. I think ESG was distorted for a period wherein it became a space wherein it became like a ticket to impress stakeholders and with a certain cost. I think a genuine focus on environment, ecology, and governance, risk management, etc., will become a fundamental bedrock.
Yeah, because right now I think that is what we need the most. Like, decentralization is good, don't get me wrong, but I think that as well, Web3 needs a little bit of order and some complementary risk management, a little bit at least. Okay, Pranav, thanks a lot for this question, thanks a lot for this interview. Is it possible that you can share with us for around 10 minutes some of your project with the slides?
Definitely, I want, and my...
Stage great.
Thank you very much, and thank you for opening this.